Alright guys, what's going on? So, as all you know, March 1st is a week away. So, new ban list has come up on the Konami website for all of us to deal with for another 6 months. And so far, I don't necessarily know how I feel about it. I think it's good, but in some instances and other instances, I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, Goyo Guardian got banned, was limited. Cold Wave got banned, thank God, and Mash Driver got banned, which was pretty understandable. Reviews on these three, I'd have to say Goyo. I think the players in general were just so used to playing Goyo Guardian that we're not so much threatened by it. And I mean, if you just push out a Goyo and you don't have anything to back it up, really, it's not that big of a deal to deal with. It's not completely overpowered, but don't get me wrong, it's completely broken. Like, it's level 6, 2800 and 2000 defense. So, I mean, it's a big monster, and it takes other monsters when it kills them. I mean, it's pretty good, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily ban-worthy. But from my understanding with the Excel synchros in Japan, or the Excel monsters, my mistake, that when you switch summon those guys, I heard there's some like wacky ruling where you can get like all 3 monsters with it or something like that. I don't know, just something crazy. Cold Wave had to go. This is pretty obvious. Cold Wave is one of the cards that should have never been made in the first place. Any card that shuts down a game mechanic for a whole turn really sucks. And not necessarily sucks, but I mean, it's absolutely broke. It's completely one-sided for the person that plays it most of the time. And then Mash Driver. Mash Driver is only used in OTKs and FTKs. So I mean, that's pretty understandable considering Konami doesn't like that very much. And they're all about promoting a positive game state where players can have fun. So now with the limited list, we have Kalut. I think the reason they limited Kalut was strictly because Black Wings are running rampant in Japan. And unlike Honest, Kalut lets you do it when you attack directly as well. And that extra 1400 attack really gets someone. Kalut's definitely win a game, especially if you play like 2 of them. That's kind of ridiculous. An extra 28 on Ashura. Like, what the hell is that? Just kind of broken. So, I mean, I understand Kalut at 1. Dandelion, it definitely had to beat at 1. I mean, it had to go. Let's see, Honest was... I mean, Lightsworn haven't done as much, but Honest in general is just a really overpowered card. I mean, it shouldn't have the bounce effect where you have it in play and you can bounce back to your hand. That just kind of makes Honest ridiculous, because you can like push with it with like an alias and an Honest and then bounce back, and you're just like, oh, I'm not getting over that alias. Unless you have like a Book of Moon or an enemy controller. And speaking of the devil, Book of Moon is at 1. I don't necessarily like this, just strictly because I like playing with like 2 to 3 Book of Moons. I think it's a really good card. But Book of Moon is one of those cards where it's extremely versatile. And Book of Moon can like stop attacks, it disrupts plays, it makes plays happen. Like, Book's definitely a really good card. But I mean, I don't necessarily like it at 1, but in the OCG with the new priority change to our monsters don't have priority with I think it's ignition effects or activated effects, one of the 2. I think it's activated, but Book of Moon would be ridiculous with that ruling, because like they're like Lone Fire or like JD or Dad or something, and you just be like, that's cool, I'll book it, and then you don't get effect and they laugh at you. And I don't like Book for another reason too, is because this is going to be a very Gladiator Beast heavy format, I think, based on this list, and now there's like no way to stop Test Tiger plays really. Gateway the 6 is at 1, and it very well should be. 6 Sams is just really good. The deck's bananas, so I mean, this is the only way the deck was hit. But it kind of hits it in a hard way, but in a way to where you could still play the deck. It may not be necessarily as good, but it could still be very competitive. I guess we'll have to see how that plays out with the rest of the format. And then for semi-limited, Arc Lord Christia. Christia went to 2. I think this is strictly because of the Angel deck in Japan. And it would be like the same thing with Honest. Sorry, I was moving real quick. And Christia is just kind of a good card in general too. It has like a walking oppression. I mean, it's better than Vanity's Fiend. You get a fairy back when you special summon it. You special summon it for 4, and it's 28. I mean, it's pretty big. But also too, because now there's one Book of Moon. So if there's a Christia in play, there's no real way to get over very easily. Because it goes back on top of the deck too when it's face up. Like, you can't like book it face down and then like Dark Hole, so it doesn't go back on top or anything or something like that. Card Trooper. Card Trooper going to 2. This kind of gives plants a boost, and Machino TK decks a boost. I mean, I like Card Trooper. I think it's a really good card. And the game's kind of past the state of the days where players used to be like Troop Dupe Scoop. Like, yeah, that was my favorite format. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous to play. But now we have cards like Gores and Battle Fader. And now there's like Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, so Troopers aren't like instant plus if your opponent has like a Cyber Dragon or anything. So, I mean, Trooper's a really, really good card, but I think semi-limited is fine. I don't see anything really wrong with that. Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon kind of had to go to 2. I kind of don't like that after Dandelion going to 1, but I mean, there's other targets for it that are, I mean, less optimal, but it's still a very, very broken card. Debris Dragon is kind of like an instant answer, pending your opponent doesn't have like DD Crow or Effect Veiler. It's like very good. So I mean, yeah, it's understandable. Spirit Reaper going to 2. I mean, this is fine, I guess. I mean, the format's just going to be really annoying. But I mean, if someone's playing GBs, they're just going to like run into it and tag out from Ramillo, like slap it in the face. But I mean, it's going to get in your hand a lot. It makes Chaos decks a little better, Zombie decks a little more better, I guess, maybe playable. I mean, it's alright. Bangomorph is at 2. Demise OTK much. That's all I really have to say about that. Overload Fusion at 2. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Chimera Tech, I mean, that's all you really do with it. And like, they can Effect Veiler you, and you just cry. But I mean, yeah, just Overload's okay, I guess. I mean, like I said, it's only using like Chimera Tech deck, and like Future Fuse is still at 1, so not that bad. Royal Tribute's at 2 now. Royal Tribute, I think it should have gone to 1 maybe. I mean, it's really, really broken. It kind of it makes the game one-sided, like instantly basically, if you play it on your first turn. And I mean, Trib's just really good. Icarus Attack, they just decided to hit Blackwings again. But I mean, Icarus Attack's probably the best card in the deck. So, I mean, I understand it. I think it's pretty good. It's a good call. Solemn Warning. This is at 2. I guess that's alright. A lot of people were only playing 2 in the first place, and with Sam's not being as popular now, due to Gateway being a 1, it makes it less crucial to be having like a Solemn Warning first turn or something like that. And I mean, just getting like Solemn Warning like turn after turn after turn could be kind of frustrating and so forth, but I mean, 2's fine. I mean, most people were playing 2 in the first place, like I said. So now, things that are off the list. Chaos Sorcerer. This card is extremely broken. I don't know why it's going to be at 3. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But, I guess, whatever Konami wants to do. Snipe Hunter. Snipe Hunter's not really good anymore. I mean, going to maybe like Fableds, but who plays that in America? Demise is no longer on the list. Like I said, Demise OTK. I mean, it's not necessarily as good due to Battle Fader and Gores and stuff like that. And Heavy's gone, but I mean, it's You might see Randy Savages play it. DeLorean King of the Ice Barrier, now it's unlimited, so you can play it at 3, so you can't play that crazy combo where you OTK off like 3 DeLoreans or 2 of them, like Mass Driver. Gold Sarcophagus is at 3. There's Pot of Duality at 3. Gold Sarcophagus is kind of like a slower pot, but you're guaranteed to get the card you get, but you have to wait 2 turns and the game could be over by then. So, I mean, it's an okay call. Skill Drain is at 3. That's alright. I mean, I thought I should have stayed at 3 in the first place. I don't see many problems with it. I mean, that Gemini light beatdown deck is going to be really good with this. Again, and then Ultimate Offering at 3. That card's kind of good. A lot of decks aren't playing it, but I think it's really, really good. And I mean, this card screams OTK. So I don't know what they necessarily did with that. But I mean, in general, I kind of like the list. Besides like Book of Moon and like Debris Dragon, stuff like that. Decks I think are going to be good are X Sabers, because they didn't really get touched besides Cold Wave. So it allows you to play a build more orientated like Billy Brake and Ryan Spicer and Augustine Herrera played at YCS Chicago over the past summer. That build is very, very good. They play like triple Trapstun, I think, or double, something like that. But Trapstun is going to be played a lot this format, a lot, because Book of Moon is at 1, so there's not a lot of ways to stop things, like Test Tiger and stuff like that. GBs are going to be really good. I think Kawakiri definitely has a chance. I think that deck's really, really good. I like it a lot. I'm going to start test playing it. Chaos Plant is going to be really good. Chaos variants in general. And Gemini City, like I said, and Gravekeepers, because all they got hit is with Throne Royal Tribute. So, I mean, that card could easily be replaced with anything else. So, yeah, I mean, that's my that's the ban list for March 1st. That's my thoughts on it. Thanks, guys, for listening, and rate, comment, subscribe.